Nottinghamshire took complete control of their important LV County Championship match with title rivals Sussex at Trent Bridge, with Michael Lum and James Taylor starring with the bat with centuries. The home side were well on top at the start of the second day, but lost Ricky Vessels in the morning sixth over when he had his stumps flattened by a nip backer from Amjad Khan. Vessels was out for 43 with his side on 94 for 2, just 77 runs behind, and that left Lum to ease his way to another 50 in what has become a very profitable first season for the county. A sweet cover drive took him to his sixth 50-plus score of the summer, having started the day on 28. He'd required 96 balls to get there, and that was his ninth boundary. He was well supported now by Samit Patel, who dealt mostly in boundaries in his sprightly innings. When on form, which he is right now, there are few better sights than Patel at the crease, unless you happen to be bowling at him. He struck 8 fours in his 43, and by the time he edged Chris Nash's fifth ball, he'd seen his side ahead by 13 runs. Nash was hoping for more success, but neither he nor his teammates managed another wicket for 50 overs. Lum has quietly gone about his business this summer, rarely delivering too many frills, but batting, as he was doing here, with skill and precision. And that saw him to a wonderful 100 made off 192 balls. That pull-off Khan bringing him his 18th four. It was the third time that he'd reached three figures for Notts this season, and this was an innings that he clearly enjoyed. He was now being extremely well backed up by Notts' other winter batting recruit, Taylor, who's not enjoyed his move as much as Lum has. But he is undoubtedly a class act, and he was to prove that on this day in partnership with Lum, a stand which batted Sussex into submission. Unlike their rivals Warwickshire, Notts are not used to scoring oodles of runs, but they were doing that here. A pulled 6 off James Anyon took Taylor to his 120-ball half-century, only the second time he's managed that this year for his county. He'd now helped his side into the 300s. These two batted through much of the morning and all of the middle session, by which time their lead was approaching 200. Once Lum gets in, he is a very difficult man to shift, as Sussex were now finding out. Yet another exquisite shot through the covers took him to 150 for the second time this summer. It really was a special innings. Sussex must have wondered where their next wicket was coming from, especially when Taylor on 58 was put down on the boundary's edge. But after an age, the wicket did finally come. Lum, trying to force the pace, went too far across his stumps and was bowled around his legs by Steve McGoffin to end a partnership on 188. One often leads to two, especially after such a big stand, but that was not to happen here. Taylor looked in an increasingly determined mood, and with Adam Voges for support, he helped Notts bring up the 400 for maximum batting bonus points, a rarity this season. By the end of the day, Sussex knew that they are going to have to play out of their skins in the second half of this match in order to earn the draw that will keep them in touch with their opponents in the table. Taylor and Voges were simply giving them nothing towards the end of a tiring day for the fielding side. And by the close, Taylor had done what he's been promising for so long, and that was to get to three figures. It was the first time he's done that for Notts, and it came at the 15th attempt in the championship. It was a super knock, occupying 195 balls and including 15 fours and a 6. He was still there at the close on 106 with Voges on 32, as Nottinghamshire finished on a massive 443 for 4. That gives them a huge lead of 272 with 6 wickets still in hand. They'll surely fancy their chances from here.